Good afternoon. I'm just jumping on here because I recently just finished having a phone call with somebody who drew into my feed not so many weeks ago, and I didn't know who she was. But like so many other things in my life, I trust Source so much. I trust my divine creator with absolute certainty, and I am completely always led by my spirit guides, by my divine creator. And I know very well, numerically, where I am at and just how divinely guided this moment in my life truly was. And in that, I will tell you that the phone call that I made this morning was to somebody named Mary. And Mary, I apologize for that incoming call I was getting from where I was getting it from, as you know what I'm doing and why I'm where I'm at. And you also know that a place like that doesn't have too great an energy, and I imagine you felt that energy shift coming in, and I apologize for you having to feel that. Learning how to protect my energy personally was something that was one of the lessons I had to learn in this journey that I've been on. But while I was learning how to protect my energy, and so many tarot readers were getting to feel and hear the downloads that are actually coming through me, and they were feeling them because I didn't know how to protect that. I didn't know how to protect that to stop other people. Now, it wasn't just the tarot readers that were getting the downloads that were actually coming to me, but it was also business entrepreneurs building businesses with my creativity because I didn't know how to protect it. And it didn't stop there, because what drew me in to Mary's feed was that I had information that could help her in her personal life. And for those of you who have so much financial gain at the expense of others and their downfalls, their weak moments in life, and you profit off that. Now, don't get me wrong, I am all about having financial stability and abundance to further bless others outwards. But when you use your power financially or in authority to maliciously attack and hold other people down, it's not a good plan. And it will ultimately at some point backfire. Idle information, idly collected information. When we don't know how to be protected, we're all a victim of it. And I'm not one to ride in the victim mindset. Ironically, I don't want to ride in the victim mindset at all. However, we are all prey to idle cached information. And what I will share with you is, if it is not being used by a person with integrity to bless you, then it's being used to hurt you. And for those of you who use that third-party idle cached information to create an entire network of tarot readers to manipulate those moms who are sitting home doing the mom life, or those elderly women, or those young entrepreneurs who all of a sudden are trying to use a positivity track while they're meditating or studying or school age, or you're using those tarot readings with your embedded entire network of tarot readers to work on your behalf because you feed them information in order to prey on people. Whatever that is that you do, I want you to know, when it's being done from a negative space and there is zero integrity in it, and it's just one big mind game, I am making it very known to people. I will never pay somebody thousands of dollars to help build my stability by being baited by my own gifts, skills, and words. So I just thought somebody needed to hear that today as a stamp of affirmation that I am truly not afraid, no matter how big your bank account is. I really don't care. Because here's the deal. I know who I am. And I know how protected I am, how guided I am. And I know that you cannot keep me down for more than a season while God builds my skills. So, in my season of further growing, of further building, don't y'all know, don't y'all realize I come, I check on you. I see how you're doing. I ask you if there's anything I can do to help. But I recognize the karma coming for you. You guys are getting sick. You guys are ill. You guys have bad things happening in your life. And while the FBI phone call I initially made to help my ex out when he'd been conned and preyed on for over $100,000 that ultimately took us down too, because I was still trying to build my foundation. I'd been that house mom doing all that managerial work in the background. That was my job. I didn't know I needed a new set of skills and a new job. I wasn't planning for it. I was okay with being a team player. But it took me a while to stand back up and go, okay, now I got to use me, myself, and I to provide for everything. And in that process, the people who preyed on my gifts, my skills, and my talents to grow them and hurt me by telling me my gifts weren't good enough, they weren't unique. Funny, I didn't see you say those gifts were a problem while you were paying your bills. I think my gifts are pretty amazing. And you do too. That's why you're using them. But I did learn how to protect my energy. And I have so much screenshotted receipt evidence. In fact, where I'm at this very moment is the direct result of divine guidance to help somebody else who is also being preyed upon by a very powerful energy. And he can't see that energy attacking him from every angle. And yes, those of you who know that numbers having so much synchronicity speaking to you means something. And I know where I'm at, and I know what it's about. So I'm not afraid. But I definitely have lots of evidence from your mouths, as well as receipts, screenshots, and from documenting just how real the karma really is. You know, I did have a rough 20s. I absolutely did. And you've heard me say on my other channel that when I reached out to align internally and recognize that I needed to own my part in a past failure in my life, and reach out and apologize, and also say I forgive you, y'all didn't want to believe me. But I will tell you that even my stepson, who I raised as my own, who looked at me and said, I can't stick up for you, it would kick my ass, I can't beat him, passed on, says I couldn't protect you then, but I can now. You see, those of you that think that the angels of our loved ones passed on hold an ugly energy, you're riding the dark source of energy. Because our loved ones passed on do not have that ugly energy. They don't have it. They do come back to make things right for those that are holding ugly energy. But they don't come back to hurt us. Now, our ancestors will indeed fight for us on our behalf, but they will not attack a person who does not deserve it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, from all the 1, 2, 3, 4 different situations I am simultaneously getting downloads on and getting guided to get confirmation and verification that my downloads are real, I promise you, if you don't want to make it right, I most certainly can and will. I have always been a believer in you own your truth. You own the truth in your life. Not your distorted truth, but the truth that is your truth. You see, there's a difference there. And I think people need that clarification of understanding. Don't just tell me you're going to stand in your truth. There's so many pathological, as it was said recently, liars out there. Guess what? A pathological liar need not stand in their truth because it ain't a truth. They need to stand in the truth. There's a difference. I stand in the truth. And I have the evidence that has been divinely given and guided to me for many of the truths that y'all been burying and covering for years. And it's up to you what you do with that information that I'm sharing with you. But just know that there is nothing that you can't rise from when you get right within. I know, because I'm not perfect. I'm a prodigal son myself. I've been there. I've had a rough life. I've been in those valleys. I've healed myself with zero help. I've done those things. I've done that work. And so can you. But you have to decide that you want to and that you will. I'm praying for you. Be blessed. Always.